A warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Morningside Arena here in Leicester, England, where we host the FIBA Europe Cup game between the Leicester Riders, hometown champions of Britain, against Dinamo Sassari from Italy. I am joined here at the Morningside Arena by Anthony Rowe, well known to the Riders fans. Anthony, what are you looking forward to today?
Well, here we go. It's second European game this so far this year on the UK soil. So the excitement enough is there, but I want to see a Leicester Riders team here who represent the British basketball brand tonight. I want to see them coming out, and Leicester Riders are a team who've done very, very well in this country because of their defensive prowess, and I want to see that tonight.
Well, for those of us out there maybe who haven't seen as much of the Leicester Riders, especially those of you tuning in from outside the UK, the Riders are triple champions last season, triple champions the year before, and have won the British Championship 3 years in a row. No one has ever won the championship 4 times in a row. And their illustrious opponents from Italy, Dinamo Sassari, who played into the FIBA Euro Cup with victory over Benfica just a few days ago. What are you particularly excited about seeing tonight, Anthony, with regards to Sassari?
Well, this is a team who's been there and done that. They've been playing European basketball now since 2012, so they've got that experience. And this is a team as well that's made it to, in this competition, the final 16. So with that experience, they're going to bring their big roster. But also, it's a team as well. Qualifications, they played Benfica, get into this split. They won on aggregate over 53 points, so it wasn't a tight squeeze to get in this competition. They're a team that deserves to be here, and they're a team that's going to try and win this competition.
Absolutely, and very shortly we will get into the player introductions, and when we do, we'll be able to actually introduce you, as we can now, to the hometown Leicester Riders. Their usual lineup out here, of course, led by Kiefer Dow's hometown guys, Remo Lascelles, Jamal Anderson, and of course leading the way so far has been J.R. Holder. Anyone you want us to look out for tonight, Anthony, in the Riders outfit?
Well, Coach, you're going to watch these guys on videotape long hours this season, but I've seen the home games so far this year, and number 11, DeAndre Burnett, impressed me immensely in his start to his Leicester Riders career. He came in a little bit later. He not only made difficult shots, he shot the ball efficiently. He's athletic, he's quick, and I think he's going to be one of the leading scorers this year.
Absolutely, and he made his debut for the Riders in the Euro Cup qualification here. And now we move on to our visitors, Dinamo Bank of Sassari. And wow, we have 5 or 6 players here with NBA G League experience, let alone NBA experience. Scott Bamforth, the second-year guard here for Sassari. Who else should we look out for, Anthony?
Well, it's a roster, and I think if we have more time, Vince, we could keep going on and talking about how great this roster is. But I think for me, a concern would be Jack Cooley. He's 6'10", he's 124 kilograms, incredible background of basketball. Notre Dame, played for a couple NBA teams, Utah Jazz, Sacramento Kings. Just the sheer size and skill of him, concerns me in the paint tonight.
Well, and the British fans out there will know that Jack Cooley, a teammate of Scott Martin, formerly of the Newcastle Eagles, and currently averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds for Sassari, as both teams now have gone in for final words from their head coaches, Coach Rob Paternostro for the Riders and Coach Vincenzo over there for Sassari, who's also taking them through their last few words as they prepare to enter this competition. And we will now, I believe we will be led shortly through a 1-minute silence in a minute when those last conversations have concluded. For those of you who will know, in the UK, the recent passing of Jimmy Rogers, one of the greats of the British game, the founder of Liverpool ATAC, when he started his basketball club in Liverpool, leading on to the Brixton Top Cats in London, going on to produce some sensational basketball players for England, Ronnie Baker, Steadroy Baker, to mention some of the younger players, Luol Deng currently in the NBA, and many, many more, Justin Robinson, Matthew Bryan Manning. A sensational development program in Brixton. But not only that, Jimmy always used to say, to be successful in the game of life, not necessarily the game of basketball. And I think it's so fitting right here at the Morningside Arena as the referees move into the center circle. I believe we are going to be told about the 1-minute silence. So if we go off for a few seconds, make it a minute, that will be why.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear basketball fans, before the start of today's game, we would like to pay our respects in memory of the FIBA Secretary General and and IOC member Patrick Baumann. Mr. Baumann passed away at the age of 51 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, last Saturday. He was a basketball visionary and a true friend of European basketball. We kindly ask you to stand and respect a minute of silence in his honor. Thank you.
Well, I obviously got my wires crossed there because it is a European game. It was Patrick Baumann who sadly, shockingly passed away on Sunday morning. Patrick Baumann, Anthony, very instrumental in setting up the British Basketball Federation to allow us to host basketball at the Olympics in 2012. Well, we put that to one side. Wish them well. And we look to tip off this Euro Cup game. This is the first game in Group H from any team. 4 teams in that group, 2 teams from Hungary, and of course the 2 teams we see before us. Starting 5s are out. Jamal Anderson out there, Burnett, Holder, Kiefer Dowse, Larson out there for the Riders. Starting for Dinamo Sassari is Jack Cooley. He will take the jump. Also Petaway is out there, Bamford is out there. And it'll be Cooley, Larson to jump it up. First possession. Down low against Larson. Cooley turns left, great help from Burnett. Resets. Cooley to the right, rim shot, rebound, knocked away. It's a Riders' ball.
Wow, looking to establish themselves inside, using that height advantage. But the Riders come up with a stop. First play of the game, encouraging start for the Brits.
They'll be very, very happy with that. Cooley, a powerhouse, able to be repelled by Larson. Kiefer Dowse initiates the first offense for the Leicester Riders. Interesting to see the kind of defense that they are playing and how they intend to deal with the Riders' quickness. There's a look. Oh my goodness. Bologna with the block shot on Jamal Anderson. Right down and back. Ooh, 24-second violation.
Wow, 2 stops from the two offenses so far. Both teams not giving up anything easy tonight.
The 6'8" Achille Polana, really one of the great players from Italy.
Yeah, he was someone that impressed you coming into this game, and it's already showing what he can do. Second play of the game.
It's going to be. I was just about to say we're going to interested to see if there was going to be a clash of size versus athleticism. But there's a slashing bucket. First one in the bag for the visitors. Deshaun Prayer. J.R. Holder. Nice pace from the Riders at the moment. Right to the rim. Oh, another rejection.
2 blocks there from
2 blocks, yeah, on 2 what were good looks. Wow.
So efficient as well, yeah.
Long range, Teron Petaway. Wow. Very close to signing with the Oklahoma City Thunder, Petaway.
Wow.
45 games in the G League with Fort Wayne. Knocked away by Polonara. And here he is again from behind the arc.
That's a good look for Polonara as well. They don't want to leave him too open.
That's right, good defense from Bamford. Be good to get Burnett getting something to the ring. Kiefer Dowse.
Kiefer Dowse showed us what he can do early.
I think he was waving at the coach Esposito as well, because he was telling his guys to leave him open. Coach Vincenzo Esposito for Dinamo Sassari. Ooh, open look. Short. You know, the pace here is not quite as... Oh, another block. Goodness me.
Polonara out there like a 7-footer.
Out of the building. Fans in the building wanting to travel there.
Petaway showing us what he can do quite early. He's off the mark here. 2 baskets for him.
Yeah, he's a serious player. You know, right now in the league, he's averaging 12 points a game. And his first foul. Thing is, Burnett's not going to be intimidated by what's out here. He's used to going up against trees where he played. So that's why I think we need to kind of get something going to the rim with him. Having said that, it's like air traffic control out there.
Yeah, it will be tough for Leicester Riders to get established interiorly, but they're going to have to find a way because living by that 3-point line is a hit or miss.
Larson's first shot gets his own rebound, knocked away. J.R. Holder high. Another offensive rebound from Larson. Nice to be able to recycle the offense. Burnett, they know he wants to go right. And he's short.
They did a really good job of that pick and roll defense there, forcing him right.
Yes, they've done their homework there. There's the mismatch down low. Inside to Cooley. Ooh, unfortunate foul is called. I think it's on Kiefer Dowse, number 1. Indeed it is. It'll be 2 shots for Cooley.
Sassari's got some good shooters on the perimeter there as well, so I think there's going to be a lot of isolation down low, one-on-one defense, you know, between Larson and Cooley, just because a lot of the players can't dig down as much because obviously they can't leave their men.
Absolutely. So they're going to force them to either pick their poison down low or behind the arc. Misses them both. So this is just like picking apples from the trees for Polonara. Second foul on the Riders. Some 55, J.R. Holder, but this time it'll be on the baseline for Sassari.
In terms of influence in the game, we played this game for 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and Polonara is involved in every play.
Boom. And it's a long 2.
He's played a hand in every single bucket of this game.
It's interesting they haven't played as aggressive a game as we saw with the Barkham Bears when they came in here and kind of ran away with it. It kind of gives hope to, oh my goodness me.
Wow.
Block shot number 4. Triple is short. That'll be foul number 2 for Dowse. He's going to have to check out.
The issue there with Kiefer Dowse, who's just a little bit slow to react there, and momentum of that body just kept on going, and he'll be 2 fouls for him. It's a bit of a blow there in the backcourt for Riders early on.
And he was doing well, but he had to respond to that after those 3-point attempts. Rima Lascelles checks in to replace Kiefer Dowse for his first action.
Rima Lascelles was very, very positive in that back-end matchup. He did very well. Young British player, good to see.
Polonara's left-hander doesn't go, but it's ripped down by number 21, Deschamps. Calls for the screen. Ooh. Wow. Drive, missed shot. Burnett, hungry to the rim. Nothing there. Bamford looks ahead, finds a streaking Petaway. They work it around. Petaway deep on the shot clock. Oof. Touches every corner of the ring, but fortunately stays out for the Riders. 3 plays 9. Burnett deep 3. Count it.
There we go, just like that, within 3.
Both Riders bucket from the land of plenty.
Well, they're getting nothing interiorly. They keep getting their shot blocked, so it's been very, very well protected inside near the rim.
Polonara dashes in, lays it in. He just plays on top of the ladders.
Incredible. Looks like an all-star out here.
Remo Lascelles deeps in, finds Burnett not too far from the last spot. Well rebounded by the young Englishman. Holder wants to go inside. Burnett again. Play is called by coach Esposito. Oh, watch this. Oof. I think Polonara was about to bring the house down, but Jamal Anderson with a great defensive play knocks it off his leg. Substitutions aplenty. Checking in, Dupe and Smith for Sassari. Connor Washington, Trayvon Wright, Andy Thompson come in. And boy, the riders will be glad to see the back of Polonara in the bench after 6.5 minutes.
Yes, they will.
Dupe is 35. Pettaway still in the game. Remo Lascelles all the way to the cup and counted.
What I like about Remo Lascelles, he comes on court, there's no fear. He's got that young, sort of fearless approach and injects energy into a game.
Absolutely, plays with great poise. Dupe looks for the mismatch down low. There's nothing there. On the run, Pierre being hunted down by Jamal Anderson. Too hot to handle for Jack Cooley. The Riders get a stop. 3 minutes 14 remain first quarter, and it is a 3-point game. Connor Washington wouldn't have been happy with his showing against Barkham Bears. I know he's keen to produce in this game. Off the flare screen, there he is again. Deep three, doesn't take that. Andy Thompson will. Only the one rebounder for the Riders in there. Anderson outnumbered. On the run, Pettaway. Football, says the referee. Andy Thompson's going to mean a lot to this team, isn't it, in this campaign?
Oh, huge. He's a winner, isn't he? We've seen him win multiple championships with multiple teams. It's no coincidence. So, especially from beyond the three-point line as well, he can have an absolutely terrible game, and then fourth quarter he pops out of nowhere and hits the game-winning shot. So, his experience and his leadership is going to be absolutely key here, to Leicester Riders' campaign this year.
Absolutely, and experience across the pond, his calm nature will be much needed. There he is, blocking the path of Pettaway. Hustled down by Dupe. Stefano Gentile is stopped by Remo Lascelles. Dupe is blocked by Trayvon Wright. Traveling violations.
Really good defensive possession there from Leicester Riders, but they're not securing the basketball. It's multiple rebounds here. They're getting second chance after second chance now, and Leicester Riders are going to have to find a way to secure that basketball off the first rebound.
Well, I think that's where the confidence is going to grow, being able to get that stop, to be able to block the shot, being able to show that they can actually put their own feet down. There's Thompson again behind the arc. Connor Washington forces the contact. Thompson tries from the left side. Rim shot, rebound, knocked away by... Ooh, that looked to be knocked away by Duke. But the referee says no, it came off Connor Washington, as Jack Cooley will check out for Sassari. Daniel Magro checks in to replace him. The fives on the floor for the Riders. Jamal Anderson, Connor Washington, Andy Thompson, Remo Lascelles, and Trayvon Wright. Also first action here. Off the screen, Smith. Gentile finds Smith again. Dupe is inside. The multi-dimensional Anderson guards him. Traveling violation. Great job by Jamal Anderson. He's another guy returning to the Riders after playing abroad.
Very good job that Jamal Anderson stood his ground, didn't leave his feet, and then gave enough time for his teammate Trayvon Wright to dig down there and cause a turnover. Really good collective defense there.
Sassari avoiding the screens right here. The ball movement is coming from the Riders. Washington calls for the screen. Thompson, bit of guile. Loose ball, stolen away. Stefano Gentile throws it away himself. And in the lane one, Trayvon Wright. Well, Dechampierre didn't sit down for too long as Petaway finally hits the bench. Baseline ball belongs to Dinamo Sassari.
Well, as long as Polonari sits on the bench there, Leicester Riders have got a shot there in control of this game.
Ooh, surely a travel. Yes, it is.
Leicester Riders absolutely defended in packs. Trayvon Wright, we all know, being in Britain, how athletic he is, but great job there to not give any easy baskets.
Well, you know, as everyone across British basketball is excited to watch the Riders in Europe as much to see what it is that we need to aim for in some of these European teams, and seeing, like I said earlier on, two different contrasts of styles from what we saw from Barkham Bears and what we see here from Sassari. Almost feels like it's more of a gritty, gutsy fight here, which actually suits the Riders perfectly.
Definitely, no teams are giving up anything easy. Every point has been a scrap, and here we go, big three there from Connor Washington to level up the score.
A tied ball game at 11. The Riders putting great effort onto the floor here. The foul, sadly, on Andy Thompson. Just couldn't get out of the way from that drive. Strong drive out there from Gentile. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. 49 seconds remain, quarter number 1. Everyone has to be delighted with this score here in Leicester. Those watching in Sassari will be expecting another level from the travelling team.
Well, we've got to look to the bench as well, and obviously there's 20 points a game there in Bamforth, who's not made an appearance yet, so you know, we don't know if he's going to be a factor in this game, but again, a lot of offense there coming from him that's not in you know, a factor tonight.
Well, yes, I mean, and interesting as the game develops when we see how they choose to play the game. I mean, they have actually lost one of their 2 games at home in the top league in Italy, so they're 1-1 there. They'll be looking to maybe conserve energy. They know there's a home game to come against the Riders, etc., etc. I mean, they're getting a lot of people on the floor early. Burnett is fouled going to the rim. Gentile on one end and commits the foul. 2 shots, Burnett.
I like that aggressiveness from Burnett, though. He's not had a lot of success inside. Neither has any of the Leicester Riders players, but it's something you've got to keep attacking. There will always be block shutters in and around, but you've got to go hard. You can't go half-heartedly.
I think as long as Polonara sits on the bench, they should keep driving into the cup.
He's got that sort of Tyshawn Prince sort of long length. It's the long arms and the quick feet. It's like he's got 4 arms out there.
And they're both in for Burnett. Well, Polonara is listed as 6'8". He looks a little longer than that.
The wingspan, yeah, he's got a Kevin Durant 7'2" wingspan when I looks at it.
Smith. Gentile running out of time. Andy Thompson steps out on the screen. In the corner, short shot. Duke chases it down. That's the second opportunity we were just talking about. With just 7 seconds left on the clock, can they beat the buzzer? Gentile stops, pops, Burnett challenges. Another rebound. Would you believe? It's the end of the first quarter here at the Morningside Arena. 13 points for the visitors, Dinamo Sassari, and 13 points to the hometown, Leicester Riders.
Well, like you said, Vince, I think Leicester Riders will be really happy with that 13-13 low-scoring game. This is where, you know, this is the Leicester Riders' comfort zone here as well, and that it has that gritty feel to it as well. That every single possession, it is 100% effort from both teams.
It really did, and you saw what Coach Paternoster did in terms of bringing on the extra firepower when he brought on Trayvon Wright, when he brought on Andy Thompson. He actually brought on people to take it to another level. So we were not dropping in intensity, and certainly we're not dropping in terms of ability to score.
No, exactly, and with addition with those players coming off the bench as well, Connor Washington was someone who came off the bench as well, and you know, hit that 3 in the corner, tying it up. So both teams have a deep team. So you know, the bench is going to be a contributing factor in tonight's game.
Well, that's right, but you know, I mean, as we sit here, obviously the Riders yet to play a game in the BBL, so they'll be nice and fresh. They're obviously missing Pierre Hampton, which is a massive miss for them, but even so, to be able to gut this out this far, we know there's quality on the Sassari bench, but at the end of the day, with quality, you've got to put it on the floor.
I think it's the shooters as well, and you know, I guess with interiorly there's been no easy baskets, from either side. So, both teams are going to look to get some easier baskets as a fatigue setting of the game goes on.
And Bamford is out there now, and as Smith sits down, he will start quarter number 2 for Sassari.
You always question yourself, don't you, when a player has been as pivotal as him so far, starts a game this late, is it a recovered injury, or was he late for practice this week? There's always a story behind it when your leading scorer doesn't start.
Well, they're all out here now. The Riders with the same team that finished the quarter. Just a couple of changes for Sassari. The defense has been extended a little bit onto Burnett now. Great drive. But the size just too much there.
Usma, spingilo fuori, spingilo fuori. Spingilo fuori, non lo far tornare dentro, Usma. Spingilo fuori. Bravo, bravo.
Plays run. Washington has it. Tried to lift for the floater, but the hands of Pierre knocked it out. Duke down low, looking for cutters, looking for shooters. Duke again. Head fake enough to move Trayvon Wright out of the picture.
Well, the alarming stats sticking out to me at the moment, Vince. 18-10 on the rebounds there in favour of Sassari.
And there'll be a number of those on the offensive end. And in the cookie jar over there, Bamford.
I think a team already this talented offensively, you've got to limit those second chance opportunities, and Sassari just doing a really good job of crashing the boards. Not just the bigs as well, you got Petaway coming over, crashing the boards, flying in from opposite angles.
In that exchange, J.R. Holder came in for Connor Washington. Down low. Andy Thompson. Blow for blow in the Midlands. The play is called from Gentile. Looking for Bamford. There he is, it's a handoff. Here comes the flare screen. And the pick and roll. And he misses the handle. The Riders have it on the run. Burnett. Lascelles. Oh, beautiful pass inside. No foul call. Eventually the foul is called on Magno. Daniel Magro.
Good break as well from Riders. I really like that Andy Thompson didn't just let the ball run out of bounds there as well. He wants to retaliate straight away, get the ball down the other end, and Leicester Riders did a really good job of executing that offensive transition.
It looked like they were going downhill once they got it. Trayvon Wright puts the Riders in front. Now, of course, unlike the Barking game, this isn't aggregate. This is just about who wins the game.
Yes, yeah, so no mathematics from us tonight, no calculators out, it's just straight win or lose.
Straight numbers.
First lead of the game for Leicester Riders tonight.
Yep. Coach Esposito is looking calm. Here comes a split screen in the corner. Looking for Bamford out here at the top. Denied by Burnett. That was an illegal screen. Hands by Andy Thompson. Another steal. That's back-to-back stops, and they're on the run. Thompson, oh, just a shade too far. And a timeout has been called by Coach Vincenzo Esposito. He was happy to be calm for a second, but he didn't like the last two possessions. And the Leicester Riders lead Dinamo Sassari 17-15.
Really good response there at the end of the quarter break there from Leicester Riders. Couple good stops there, encouraging transition offense as well. They only lead by 2, but the momentum swings definitely went in Leicester Riders' favour.
Well, I think once they started digging down and being able to get hands on some of the basketballs, leading towards being able to actually stop the play, they felt the confidence was right for them to go forward and try and put some points on the board.
For sure, and that's what it is. This is a basketball court. As soon as the confidence flowing, no one cares about how much who's getting paid and what the budgets are. It's a basketball game, and that's how you win games like this on your home court. Is the confidence and the energy.
Exactly, and these are the kind of things that I know that the organization wanted to test this out and see what it was going to take. And the Barking Bears game, albeit 3-4 weeks ago, was actually a great taster of how tough it can be and what to expect. And actually, we've seen a lot of everything. We've seen some size from Sassari, we've seen some speed from Sassari, we've seen some great defensive blocking from Sassari. But actually, the Riders have already seen some of that before, and now they're getting a taste for it. No changes with the individuals on the floor for Coach Asari, and the same for Coach Paternostro. 8:22 remain, quarter number 2. Gentile directs traffic. Calls the play. You feel like Bamford is going to end up being crucial to this team. Pierre drives inside, floats it up. Oh, late call. To be fair, both late calls in the last 2. It's on Trayvon Wright.
Frustratingly for Leicester as well, it was literally the last couple of seconds of the shot clock as well.
Jamal Anderson will give Trayvon Wright a break. As Jack Cooley checks in from Agro, and Duke sits down while number 25 checks in, Rashawn Thomas. I think this might be the first action for Rashawn Thomas. Averaging 12 points and 8 rebounds as Pierre knocks down the free throw. Second is good. Burnett. Player movement from the right is Burnett to the right. Burnett pulls up on the free throw line. Off the top of the backboard is rebounded by Pierre. You can see Gentile trying to pick the pace up. The cuts are sharper. Here comes the screen off the double side. Looking for shooters. Nothing there. Bamford. Oh,
Goodness me.
what a soft touch.
Bamford absolutely instant with that shot as well.
Very quick release. Feathery touch through the net. The lead back with the Italians. J.R. Holder drops the triple. That's the 4th 3-pointer for the Riders.
Well, they're going to need a big evening from J.R. Holder. He's a guy who averages 16, 17 points a game, and he can hurt you in a number of ways.
Bamford again, this time inside the arc. Same result. Wow. Well, the Riders currently 4 of 6 3-point attempts. They can keep that number going. Remo Lascelles with the hesitation and the layup for 2.
Wow.
This young man belying his years.
Great step there from
How easy
Remo.
was that? Flashback to the Derby Trailblazers. Rashawn Thomas turns the corner on Jamal Anderson. He's called for the foul. Gentile checks out, Smith comes in. Pierre checks out, and in comes the high-scoring Petaway. .6'2", Jamie Smith finds Bamford. Cooley has the door shut by Jamal Anderson. Bamford fake. Ooh, great dig in from Remo Lascelles to knock that out. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
And a really good job as well of hunting in packs their numbers on Cooley. Cooley's getting nothing easy inside.
Nothing at all. And, I wouldn't describe him as an athletic player. He's going to have to power his way to the basket. Oh, there's a shot from Bamford. The high arc. Short on the rim. Thomas. Larson's got to dive on that ball, really. Give that second opportunity to Smith. He wants to kick it out. There it is. There's the result.
And that's the issue. The second chance opportunities, it's a success already stopping the team like this once, and then having to do it twice is just so much more of an ask.
You've got to get, the Riders have to get used to making sure that when that ball is loose, we have to get it no matter what, even if all we're doing is stopping the clock. Anderson goes left. Oh, nice inside move, just couldn't get it to fall. Bamford looking aggressive. Crisscross, Petaway in the corner. String and a timeout is called by Coach Rob Paternostro. Back-to-back feathery jumpers from the visiting Italians forces the British team to take a pause. 22-28.
Wow, in this quarter alone, we've already seen the momentum switch. You know, start of the quarter, Leicester Riders had a pretty good grasp on this game, and you feel yourself, okay, here we go. And then a couple substitutions, Bamforth in particular coming on, instant offense, excellent release of that jump shot, quick 5 points from him, and a couple stops on the end, and again another 3 in the corner from Sassari here, and extend this lead out to 6.
I mean, we talked earlier on about Sassari trying to pound the ball inside and then look for the Riders to help and kick the ball out. The change coach Esposito has made here. He's now got 2 guards on the floor, which means that the penetration is so much easier, and the crisscross pass to the other side of the floor opens up a shooter.
Yeah, and it's seeming to work as well. That the initial concern was having a big guy like Cooley here being big and dominant, but Leicester Riders have dealt with him and that sort of situation relatively well. It's the other pick your poison offense now that they're going to have to stop.
Absolutely. So 3 successful scores in a row for the visitors from Italy. They won the Italian League, the LBA 2014, 2015, went on to compete in EuroLeague. So we're talking about one of the most storied organizations in Europe.
Yeah, anyone gets an invitation to play in the EuroLeague is pretty special in the world of basketball.
Back to action, Remo Lascelles creeps in. They look for an isolation for Holder, didn't work out. Holder steps left, got it. Oh, there's an open Thompson with a head fake on Cooley. That should be a sportsmanlike foul on Cooley, but it's a regular foul. 2 shots to come. I thought he pulled Andy Thompson back at the hips.
Good job of the use of the body there with Thompson as well. As soon as he had that step, got by his man, used his body there to guard the basketball, and maybe it was lucky he was fouled there because there was a help defender there, already 11 feet in the air, waiting for that shot.
First is good for Andy Thompson. Turn of speed, causing Cooley to trouble the foul markers. And it's 2 for 2. The Leicester Riders stretch out the defense, containing 2-2-1, back to their zone defense. There is Thomas. Rim shot. Oh, there's a second effort. Smith from Petaway. He's good for 3.
Way too much time there, way too open for a player of his caliber to not knock that one down.
No, there are 3 3-point shooters on the floor for Sassari. It's going to be tough. Remo Lascelles finds Burnett behind the arc. Can't get the result. The long outlet to Smith. Cooley looks to attack Thompson. He's stopped. Smith with a head fake. Nice hands. Jamal Anderson and Burnett swallow up Smith. Holder with a pump fake. Bamford can't guard him. He's too small. He will shoot 2. That was a nice mismatch situation for J.R. Holder.
J.R. Holder did a really good job there getting into the basket. Spin move there, kept control. Didn't sort of get off balance and travel. Finds himself on the line here to shoot 2.
That's the second foul on Bamford. He'll take a seat for Sassari. Checking in, Giacomo De Vecchi. While Tim Lascelles gets a warm response from the home fans as he sits down. Knocked away by Rashawn Thomas. On the run, Petaway. Smith. Petaway looks to attack, wants to switch with Thompson, gets it, pulls up from behind the arc, finds the iron. Riders on the run here. Oh, J.R. Holder caught in 2 minds. Anderson under the bucket, Washington to the left.
Never really had control of the ball as well, did he?
Well, there's 4 minutes to the halftime break, Anthony, and it's a 7-point ball game.
Yeah, still pretty tight, isn't it? Both ends of the floor, defensively especially, the intensity's still there.
The Riders could do with a stop here and a conversion. Cooley tries to face up, pulls the foul. It's on Andy Thompson, number 31.
Interestingly as well, with obviously the intensity on defense, both teams not been in the penalty yet so far this game, first quarter, second quarter.
They've done well with that, really. The screen, Petaway inside, rises on Washington, doesn't go. Ripped down by Thompson. Coach Esposito yelling for a foul. And it's a technical foul on Coach Esposito for protesting the no call.
Technical on Petaway.
Oh, it's on Petaway?
Yeah, I think he used a little bit too much additional language there.
Yeah, Coach Esposito started it by yelling on that. Petaway finished it off. That'll be his second foul. Washington converts the player technical. New rules, it'll be one shot and then possession. 24 plays 31 with 3:24 on the clock. James Smith guards Washington. Comes off the second screen. Should really have attacked right there. Thompson. There's a nice pass inside. J.R. Holder guarded by Cooley. Kick out. Anderson high on the three-point attempt. Rescued by J.R. Holder with a putback for two. Second opportunities, we said.
Yeah, but Leicester Riders trying to get on the offensive glass there and got rewarded.
Riders fans cheering them down to the halftime break. Jamie Smith finds Petaway. Catches Anderson on heels, but Anderson recovers well. He wants to go again. Cooley comes for the screen. Smith rises. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's the fourth different Sassari player to knock down a triple with nothing but net.
Smith as well, he's been a guard who's came on, controlled the game, hasn't looked aggressively to shoot the ball, and wow, comes in and knocks a big shot down there.
Burnett goes in on Devechi with a Scooby-Doo off the glass for two.
It's a pretty trying first half, Burnett, not really got it going, but that was a very, very nice aggressive move to the rack.
Well, Sean Thomas, look at this. Into the chest of Anderson. Wow, the referees are quite happy with that. The two is good, 2 minutes left. Holder on the run. Washington. Great movement again from Burnett. There's the side pick. Defense, Burnett runs into a big wall, I think. They're going for a quick one. There it is. Second opportunity again. And a foul is called.
And that's been the story of the game so far. Leicester Riders doing a good job initially of having that stop, but it's just the securing of the basketball and second, third chance opportunities for this very, very talented offensive team in Sassari.
Punishing the Riders because that was a really tough foul there with 1:43 to go to the end of the first half. Andy Thompson picking up foul number 3. Sassari beginning to find a reason to play and beginning to push this out. 29-38. Of course, this Sassari team is the team that Gabe Olaseni, GB International, played for in 2016 when he first came out of college. Sitting 1-on-1 in Italian play. Last year, we're in the Champions League. Qualified through to the final group stage just before the playoffs, unfortunately for them, in a group that was won by Monaco, who went on to lose in the final of the Champions League to AEK Athens. But a team packed with talent. You always wonder how those technicals affect the flow and ebb and flow of the game. That technical on Petaway. Sassari now having a different look around them as Petaway goes to the line for the 1 point to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. It's short. Holder rips it down. Larson has come on for this last 143 to replace Andy Thompson. Trying to isolate Larson down low against Cooley. Cooley has the weight advantage. Larson goes inside with a step right, step left, over the top. Cooley blocks it.
Yeah, tough matchup there, one-on-one. Cooley got the size, the weight there, and smart to stand tall.
Great hands. Larson recovers back. Burnett has the ball. Anderson a little too wide. Burnett looks for help. He's going to need it. The foul is called. It's on Rashawn Thomas.
Burnett does a really good job on that open floor there as well, of attacking the basket aggressively, but keeping enough control where he's not committing a charge or committing a travel. And does a good job to getting the defender to commit that foul.
Very good balance. He has very great balance when he's attacking. That's why he's able to finish. Jamal Anderson putting in a serious shift.
Yeah, Jamal Anderson, that type of player. I've played with him before. I've won championships with him, and he's the type of guy like a Drew Sullivan who's not always going to show up in the stat sheet, but his his length causes such problems on the defensive end for opposing offensive players, and he's just a good teammate, a good smart basketball player.
Burnett makes them both. He sits down, Kiefer Dowse to see us out the last 110. Great thing about Jamal Anderson, as he was saying, I think for Coach Paternostro, he's almost able to guard everybody on the floor, and that's a really, really positive thing he brings. First action here for Parodi, Luciano Parodi. Oh, one-handed pass to Cooley. Cooley high and handsome.
He finally gets one to go, and that was probably the toughest shot he's had.
Young Italian Parodi comes in and makes a contribution right away. Trayvon Wright looks for teammate Holder. Holder should be able to get to the rim right here. Kicks it out. Ripple is good for Dowse.
Wow, Dowse has had to sit on the bench because of those two early fouls, and he's not making up. He's making up for lost time.
Absolutely, 6 points so far. The double team on Rashawn Thomas, throws it away. Kiefer Dowse against Petaway. This could be good. He's so busy concerned about Petaway. Petaway's hands long, calm.
Petaway was very controlled there, and maybe he read that scout report because he knew that Dowse was trying to go up with that left hand there.
Picked his pocket. And a timeout is called. I believe, no. They wanted to have a substitution, but the coaches are going mad over here in the corner with Sassari, and now they have attracted the attention of the referees. No sub. No sub. The rules are the new FIBA rules. The player has to request a substitution, not the coach.
Wow, the coach doesn't get a say in this, Vince. Are you okay with that?
I said he has to request it. That doesn't mean the coach doesn't push him into the chair to request it.
I'll just sneak up and sign myself in, I think.
10 seconds on the clock, 8 on the shot clock. J.R. Holder, corner, kick out. Trayvon Wright for the deep three. Rim shot, rebound belongs to Cooley. 1 second left. Oh, and the foul is called on Cooley for what is going to amount to a 65-foot three-point attempt.
Oh, disappointing end there to the Leicester Riders defense.
And it's on J.R. Holder. What a waste of a foul. Number 2.
Wow, Cooley hasn't been overly convincing at the line here.
To be honest, he hasn't been overly convincing anywhere. I mean, in his post moves or anything.
Yeah, he's had a tough first half, and Leicester Riders have definitely frustrated him.
That one wipes its feet and goes in. There are 2 more to go with 0.1 of a second on the clock. Riders fans in arms, waving that one bye-bye. 1 shot to come. Notre Dame graduate Jack Cooley. And he misses that one too. And it's half-time here at the Morningside Arena. 34-41 in favor of the visiting Sassari. But Anthony, maybe not quite as easy as we thought it was going to be.
No, for either team as well. It's been one of those every possession sort of intense games, and you can kind of get that do or die sort of feel to it as well. And Leicester Riders, this is a type of game as well that they do very well in as well. It suits to their skill set. So we're in for an encouraging second half.
Well, the Leicester Riders not yet to get into rhythm. They've been scoring in fits and starts, but able to stay in touch with their storied opponents, Dinamo Sassari, 34-41 at halftime in Leicester.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Leicester Riders cheerleaders.
So what you want me to do?
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there watching this FIBA Euro Cup. First game in Group H between the host team, the Leicester Riders from England, and Dinamo Banco di Sardegna, Sassari.
Nice pronunciation, mate.
To give them their full title, based in the lovely place of Sardinia, which I believe is a lovely holiday destination. But holiday is the furthest thing from our minds. 34-41 as we approach half-time. I'm joined by Anthony Rowe, formerly of the Leicester Riders, formerly of the Plymouth Raiders. Anthony, anything from the stats that stick out to you for what we may have to look out for in this second half?
Rebounds. The battle of the boards has been significantly in the Sassari's favour. 28-16, and when you've got a team as well this talented offensively, like I said before, it's an accomplishment in itself to stop them on the first possession, but to have second, third opportunities, a team like this aren't going to miss those multiple chances. So Leicester Riders going to have to find a way to box out, and that's 1 through 5 as well. It's not necessarily the bigs or the forwards doing the damage. It's the guards coming across from cross court. It's 1 through 5. So Leicester Riders going to have to find a way there to establish themselves on the rebounds.
Yep, I mean Sassari have 11 offensive rebounds to Leicester Riders 10 defensive. So that tells you the story. As we start off the second half, and it's Gentili who directs traffic. Bamford is on the floor to start the second half. Ball movement, Magno is on the floor replacing Jack Cooley. And here we go, Thomas down low, being guarded by Holder. Oh, rising high, lays it in. Rashawn Thomas.
Wow, so athletic, so powerful. Pushes the ball up through 2 defenders there.
Tough matchup. Graduate out of Texas A&M, crisscross from Burnett to J.R. Holder, drops the triple.
J.R. Holder, a man who's scored many points in this arena, takes his total to 11 points.
Looking extremely comfortable this season, stepping up to the challenge. Screen for Gentile. Here he comes from Thomas. Pierre on a hard drive to the left, stopped by Larson. Second opportunity. Gentile fires it and drops the triple. The 5th Sassari player to hit from behind the arc. Douse with the handoff. Burnett comes up the screen. Rises high on the free throw line.
Well, Burnett couldn't quite find his shot in the first half. He was 2 for 10. Struggled with that pull-up, but starts off the second half.
Offensive foul. Wow, Rashawn Thomas running over Larson. Ooh, deep breath.
You jump on Larson there to move his feet and get his body in the way, because Thomas is a quick player.
He did a great job. Second foul on Thomas. Larson stopping the offense. So there was a score and there was a stop. It's a 7-point ball game. 39 plays 46. I thought Polonara was coming on, but he's only coming on to wipe the sweat.
This guy does everything here, Mitch. I don't think there's anything he hasn't done.
Nothing he doesn't do. He's a magician.
He'll pull up another microphone. He's going to come and join us. Wow.
Achille Polonara. Wow. Crucial contributor to Sassari, averaging 9.5 points and 5.5 points a game. Much more mobile unit on the floor here for Sassari, that's for sure. Hand in the cookie jar, Bamford fouls Kiefer Douse. He's going to have to sit down, I believe.
Kiefer Douse has been incredibly aggressive in this game, good, positively on offense but negatively on defense with his 2 fouls, so it'd be interesting to see as well how much of an impact he has on this game, of where he's able to play some extended minutes.
It'll be crucial, it'll be really crucial. Burnett has it, attacks over 3 people, drops it in.
Oh, that's a guy, Burnett, who can score buckets in a hurry. He was very, very impressive during that Bakken Champions League fixture.
3 really mobile wingmen here for Sassari. Look at the left hand. Oh, there's Thomas, rips down a rebound, kicks it out. Gentile. Between Pierre Petaway and Thomas. Mobility, not to mention Polonara. Thomas stopped by 3 riders. Rim shot rebound is Kiefer Douse. Kiefer Douse pushes it, finds Holder. Kick out. Burnett behind the arc, goes inside. It's a foul. Coach Esposito wanted to travel him, but he was pushed by Pierre. number 21 for Sassari, Deshaun Pierre, in his second season with Sassari, played there last year. Foul number 1. Oop, Larson trying to get open and does. Thomas all over him like a cheap suit. Burnett works his way inside, same spot. Rim shot, rebound, Larson, can he rip it down? Can he rip it down? No, he can't, but it's saved by Kiefer Dowse.
Really good battle in there from Larson to keep that ball alive.
Kiefer attacks. Nice pass inside. Ooh. Larson tries to finish. Gentile illegally prevents it. There'll be 2 shots.
Larson getting rewarded for his hard work there. Got his team the second opportunity and now has an opportunity to get 2 points on the board.
Yeah, he hasn't had much joy in this game. It's been a very physical encounter for him, but he's working his way in. Stop the drive with a charging foul and draws the foul for 2.
He's had a tough career. Well, start to his career at Riders. He was injured, early on in the pre-season. And Leicester Riders, to be fair as well, haven't had a lot of games. You know, they started the season pretty heavy, and then the All-Star tournament happened last weekend. But in terms of 40-minute games, besides the back-end,
yes,
home and away fixture, they haven't had the repetition. They haven't started BBL play yet, which is again, that would have probably helped here coming into today's game.
Can't get either of them to go. Yes, trying to get a rhythm in game time is critical. Here comes Polonara, goes around Larson and scoops it in up the glass for 2. Wow, he just plays at a different level.
Left and right hand, Ambridexius can do everything.
Kiefer Dowse goes for the screen. Comes off to the left for Larson. Throws it into Larson, head fake, and puts it in for 2.
Good pump fake there to get the shot blocking Polonara in the air.
Yep, you're going to have to do that. Be walking around with a twitch. Stole it away, Kiefer Dowse. Going hard to the rim. Here he is, and it's good for 2.
Kiefer Dowse has been impactful in this game. Hasn't had very many minutes due to his foul trouble, but he'll be looking to kick on here in the second half. Petaway.
The Riders fans in full voice. The players responding. The kick out to Polonara, looks to attack. Anderson stops him. Anderson switches. Anderson does everything. Kiefer Dowse, with a push of hands. Got to be an offensive foul. And a ball. He threw the ball at him. Wow. Frustration for Sassari. They came into the game. They looked like Rolls Royces. They started in cruise motion. And the coach went down deep into his 10th and 11th men. All of a sudden, they're in a dogfight. Foul number 3 for the highly rated Petaway.
Well, if you know anything about Leicester Riders, that's exactly what you'll get here as a dogfight. It might not be the prettiest basketball at times, but you'll get a gritty dogfight.
They don't know that yet, but they do now. J.R. Holder, hand in the cookie jar. Pierre.
Love the aggressiveness here of Riders. You look at the clock here, 6:19 to go. 5 fouls now for Sassari in the penalty. So every single foul now, Leicester Riders are going to get the opportunity, to punish them on the free throw line.
Yep, and Coach Vincenzo Esposito has seen enough. He wants to talk about it with his troops as he calls a timeout. It's a 3-point ball game. 6:20 remaining in quarter number 3. You know what I love to see, Anthony, and I oftentimes try and kind of watch these kind of scenarios. What we have on the floor here is a very large, reasonably athletic Sassari team, and we have a not so large, very athletic Riders team. And I've always thought when we try to look at what the strengths are of British basketball that we can take out into Europe, I think it's that athleticism, and we have to put teams on the floor that can challenge the size of these European teams.
Definitely, I totally agree. I think the BBL is incredibly good transition athletic-based league, and we don't have the traditional 7-footers in this league. Typically, the teams with the 7-footers don't do as well because of the pace of the BBL. So, I think you're right. I think why do we have to adapt to that sort of basketball? Why not play your own brand of basketball and see how it translates to the European game?
Absolutely, and we know the Riders always put a very deep team and a very deep roster together. But when you look at guys like Trayvon Wright, you look at Jamal Anderson, you look at J.R. Holder. I mean, they're pretty much all the same size. All athletic, all can run, jump, shoot, do a bit of everything. And I think that's the challenge that Sassari are trying to work out at the moment.
all the top teams in the BBL, you know, the Newcastle Eagles, the London Lions, you know, they've all got that sort of four-man really that plays the five, who's very versatile, who can move his feet, who can shoot the basketball from at least 15 feet. You know, it's that can cause, you know, defensive problems for a team who has maybe a stereotypical, you know, not as mobile 7-footer or bigs or not as mobile wings.
Absolutely. And it's interesting coming out of this timeout as J.R. Holder misses both. What change did Coach Esposito make? He brought in Jack Cooley. And when we looked at the plus-minus together, we saw that while Jack Cooley is on the floor, Sasaria plus 12.
Yeah.
Interesting change. LaShawn Thomas guarded by Anderson. Shows his size and finish at the rim.
That was good defense there by Jamel Anderson. It was just better offense there from Thomas.
So the answer was the missed free throws and 2 for the offensive end for Sasari. In comes Holder. Ball movement, Kiefer Downs looks like he wants to go. He does. And finishes. No, he drops it at the last minute. Ooh, off the legs of Alex Larson. The substitution will come for the Riders coach Paternostro, bringing in Andy Thompson, taking a break after some human 4 minutes work. Alex Larson.
Kiefer Downs did a really good job there penetrating. He just needed to execute that last handoff.
They're going back to the same play. Sean Thomas, this man is tough to stop. Kicks it out, Pierre. Pierre moves the ball. That's, whoa! Cooley with the nice ballet move for 2. Nice play, crossover. Burnett can't get the finish. 4 Sasari players around the rim protecting it.
Tough shot there from Burnett. You've got to be careful here as well. And Sasari find their flow on offense. You can.
That's a bad foul there. I think it was on. Yep, it's the 4th foul on Andy Thompson. In there as he tried to battle with Cooley. He will have to sit down. That's a shame at that point of the game. In checks.
Tough blow there.
Very, very tough blow there. Harrison Gamble will have to replace him and introduce himself to Jack Cooley to switch on defense.
As we mentioned before, size is an issue in this game when you're 6'10", captain sitting on the bench. It's never ideal.
Sean Thomas in the corner. Doesn't get that. Dowse with the hand of Anderson. Three-point attempt is good from J.R. Holder.
J.R. Holder takes him to 14 points, and he's had a good little start to the second half.
The Riders flirting with the 40% mark for three-point attempts. Petaway backs up. We've gone to Rashawn Thomas again. Cooley wants to post up Trayvon Wright. Oh, the and one play from Sean Pierre is good. One shot to come.
Sean Pierre's had a really solid game. He does really well at cutting without the basketball as well. The defender turned his head there just for a second because he saw the mismatch down low with Cooley and Trayvon Wright. And as soon as the defender turned his head,
he was gone.
He's gone. Great cut, great timing.
I mean, he's got that size, he's got that chunkiness, that strength. And that foul was number 3 on Dowse, so he had to sit down for Lascelles, and Jamal Anderson checks out as Connor Washington also checks in. One shot to come for Deshaun Pierre. It's good. And he will sit down. In comes Bamforth. Oof. Gone back to that 2-guard tandem again.
Well, we saw what Bamforth can do coming into the game area. Instant offense straight away in the first half, so we'll see if he's able to replicate that.
Holder turns the corner in the corner on the other side. Connor Washington drops a triple, 41% from the three-point line. 48, make that 51-55 in favor of the hometown Leicester Riders. The Morningside Arena is humming right now. Euro Cup action. Bamford hesitates on the screen, takes a step back, smooth operation. Petaway rises high. The rebound belongs to Trayvon Wright, surely. Jump ball, says the referee. Hands everywhere.
Good battle on the boards. We did say that was the, the X factor there at half-time, and Leicester Royal has done a better job of, of matching up to their bigger, stronger opponents.
Well, you need to fight for the right to play, and I think that's what the Riders are doing and have done so far in this game, showing that they want to be part of this. Pressure on Holder, finds Gamble. The switch across. Gamble behind the three-point line, makes it pass to J.R. Holder. Ooh. Parodi trying to back Connor Washington out of bounds as he came in for that offensive rebound. The foul is called on Luciano Parodi Gonzalez.
Yeah, referees called that. Washington's in the air there. When you're in the air, you're victim to whatever contact comes, and with a bit of a physical box out there out of bounds.
2 shots to come.
But good intention from Washington as well. He's the point guard, and he's there crashing the offensive boards, and that's what Leicester Royals are going to have to do to win this game.
He's one of the more aggressive point guards in the league. Always goes after his shot, goes after any shot. 2 for 2. It's a 2-point ball game. Yeah, that's like academy basketball there. I don't know how many tons Cooley has over Gamble in the post.
Well, the big man didn't even need to put it on the floor as well. That was all the hard work done. The body positioning before the ball was even caught.
Holder switches. They're trying to double team Holder to some extent. They recognize that's a spark for the Riders. Great ball handling. Rises high. Puts it out of the hands of Thomas, but he can't get it to drop. Bamford yells instructions to his men. Pulls up. Can't go. Riders need to make a bucket here. Stay in touch. Bamford picks the pocket of Rima Lascelles, and then he said Tim, his dad. Coach Esposito finally slows his troops down and calls for a play. Trying to post up. Not sure what happened there, but J.R. Holder got the worst of the shoulders of Jack Cooley. The not inconsequential shoulders. The Riders quite small now as Burnett joins Connor Washington on the floor. And here comes the image of Polonara checking in for Pettaway. Big man Cooley will inbounds for Sassari. Nice recovery. Here comes Bamford. Just needs an inch.
You're right. It wasn't even an inch. Straight off that screen.
Just needed an inch there to play the string music, as Daniel Routledge would say. Nice flare screen, but up to out of the hands of the flailing Thomas. 55 plays 60, 152 remaining, quarter number 3. Fist calls Parodi, comes off the screen looking for Bamford. Bamford looking for the diagonal pick for the big Cooley. Great work from Gamble, but he can't stop the size, and a foul is called on the reaching jump hook.
Wow, it's a tough matchup. Harrison Gamble, he's a good 6'9", 6'10" himself, but he must be giving up 30 kilograms there at least. At
least, and he was trying to front Cooley, but Cooley, knows how to dance that dance in and around the paint. As Rashawn Thomas takes a well-earned rest, Dupe checks in, number 35. Usman Dupe. Oh my goodness, the rebound from Lascelles is knocked away. The hook shot doesn't go. Burnett, he's taking this to the rim, to the right, to the left, to the right, and back to the left. Can't get it to drop. Outlet comes from Cooley. Polonara, Parodi. Polonari behind the arcs, inside to Duke. Is good for 2. And a timeout is called by Coach Paternostro. That little run of events didn't favor the Riders. The offensive rebound and put back and score, and the missed layups. 55-64, 9-point ball game.
well, did a good job of utilising their size and interior presence inside. Cooley's been doing a lot of the work early with his body, with his mismatch down low, and then that last play of the game as well, Polonari unselfishly turns down an open three to pass the ball inside to his teammate Diop with the easy finish.
And we talked earlier on in the first half how the Riders were a little hard done by those early fouls to Dowse. Same thing has happened in this second half with the quick fouls on Andy Thompson.
Yeah, two key players there as well. You want to see Kiefer Dowse on the court. He fancies this tonight. You can tell the way he's moving, his attitude, his swag. He wants this tonight, but with his foul trouble, he's having to play limited minutes. And yes, there we go. We've got the leader, the captain, Andrew Thompson, someone who's not afraid to make big shots and play on the center stage. And he's had a really difficult time tonight of getting into his flow because of the foul trouble. So yeah, two big pieces of the puzzle there on the bench there for the Riders.
And of course, one of those fouls on Thompson was that inadvertent reach in on Cooley for that 75-foot heave, which didn't seem so bad with the 1 point, but obviously you want to give double the points and take the foul away.
Yeah, fouls like that always come back to bite you in the butt, and that certainly has.
Quick word there from Coach Paternostro. The same guys come out, so you expect a change in defense. Bamford and the fired-up Parodi on the floor in the backcourt for Sassari. Cooley and Polonari. Great ball movement from the Riders. Harrison Gamble has the ball, looks for Burnett. Burnett comes up the screen against a big Cooley.
Burnett way too quick there on the perimeter for Cooley.
Cooley using his size on the offensive end, and Burnett using his speed on his offensive end. 2 shots to come from Burnett. Second foul on Cooley.
I always find these really crucial moments, the end of that third quarter, beginning of the fourth, it just sets the tone, doesn't it, for the remainder of the game. Really big, next 2 or 3 minutes of this basketball game here now.
Absolutely, Burnett makes it 57-64 as Magno comes in for Cooley on his second foul. Daniela Magro, huge size. Polonara's looking active. Bamford, another inch. Rim shot rebound, two-handed. Anderson.
Great rebound from Jamal Anderson in between two Sassari players.
Screen, Gamble opens up Trayvon Wright. Gamble all on his own, rises high, drops the triple.
Big time contribution from Harrison Gamble, thrown into this game, having to do a really difficult assignment on defense. Hasn't phased him. Big time three.
Absolutely terrific shot from the young man. Oof, left turn, Parodi drops it inside to the big fella. Magno, it's good. Wow.
Magro, another big long player.
Long arms, huge size for Magro. Wow. Daniela Magro, Italian international. Bamford will take a blow, check in, back in, DeVecchi. Six points with 15 seconds left. Hunted down by Burnett, the missed shot from Magro. Burnett. Lascelles for three. Right. Oh, didn't let it go.
Well, he would have had to put that off.
Straight away.
Someone athletic like Trayvon, just jump high and shoot the ball, see what happens.
And that's the end of the third quarter in a humming Morningside Arena here in Leicester. 60 points for the Leicester Riders are visiting Sassari team, Dinamo Sassari, with 66, 6-point lead at the end of the third quarter.
So when you look at that third quarter as well, Leicester Riders +1. They won that third quarter. It was a 7-point deficit at half-time, and they managed to ever so slightly eke into that lead and find themselves, winning that third quarter, which is encouraging for Leicester Riders, who, it's their earlier, this is their first audition, isn't it, in the Euro Cup?
Absolutely, and they're playing a team here that basically, has a pedigree that's way above where they are currently, and a test, to say the least. a serious test of the credentials of the Riders and British basketball to enter this competition. Of course, we have said that this is the first match in Group H. There are 4 teams in Group H. Apart from Dinamo Sassari and the Leicester Riders, we've got the 2 teams from Hungary, KC Zombathali and Szolnoki. I hope the Hungarian fans out there don't mind my pronunciation. All those teams are going to lock horns in an attempt to get out of Group H.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your 50-50 tickets at the ready. 50-50 tickets. £182. It's a yellow ticket, ladies and gentlemen. A yellow ticket. £182 for a yellow. 546 to 550. 546 to 550. And collect your prize, £182.
Well, that was a third quarter. As Anthony Rose said, that was won by the Leicester Riders. I'm Vince McCauley from the London Lions, joining you here, FIBA Euro Cup action, hosted by the Leicester Riders. Visitors, Dinamo Sassari from Italy. Wow, the referee penalizing Jamal Anderson as he fights to front the post on Rashawn Thomas.
Well, definitely correlation as well on the rebounds there. Leicester Riders taking that third quarter, and rebounds, it was all even as well. So
absolutely,
they've definitely responded well and rebounding in packs.
Yep, so they stopped the runaway train, and that built the foundation that allowed them to stay in that third quarter. That foul call was the third one on Jamal Anderson. Great block from Trayvon Wright on Rashawn Thomas. Ripped down by Alex Larson. Rashawn Thomas looking frustrated, just like Petaway did earlier on. Larson back in the game. Loses the handle. Thomas is stopped by Burnett. Esposito pleads the referee for a foul. The referee is lenient and walks by. Polonara, that's off to the left. Douse running high and is fouled. That's the injection of pace that the Riders have lacked, but he's been on the bench.
Really like his aggressiveness tonight. Not so much on the defensive end, but he's been absolutely fearless, and you can just tell he wants this tonight.
Also, I think if the Riders can get Sassari into some foul trouble early in this quarter, they're going to need that down the stretch, albeit one foul apiece.
Smith did a really good job over that third quarter as well. There was 6 minutes left to play, and they got Sassari in the penalty and foul trouble early.
Made a big difference. 2 for 2. So far, Petaway leading Sassari with the 13 points, and Burnett with 17 for the Riders. Gentile comes off a monster screen from Magro. Smith. Gentile rises 4 feet behind the arc. It's short. Over the top. Magro. Oh.
No, box out call on.
Oh, my goodness. And it's a box out call on Burnett. Fortunately, only his first. The second team foul against the Riders. Smith. Almost stolen away by Burnett. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Smith pulls up. Burnett holds his ground. Riders have got to get this rebound, surely. The foul is called on number 21, Alex Larson. His first. That's the third foul with only 1 minute 30 seconds gone in this quarter. Sassari just sending people to the glass at will. Thomas, no good. Magro puts it in, it's just too big.
felt like Sassari had been on offense for the last 2 minutes. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I felt like I was blocking out every shot. Exhausted here watching it. Larson tries to post up. Magro, has he got some guile against Magro? Comes to the right, over the top. Oof. Did a good job of getting a good look, but Smith streaks to Magro. Magro looks for Polonara. Smith pops it, and foul on the three-point make. And Sassari go into the bonus with the fourth team foul on the Riders with 1 shot to come.
Well, that's not Smith's first big shot of today. He had another big 3 earlier in this game, and this time wants to top that a little bit more and go for the 4-point play.
Jamal Anderson will sit as J.R. Holder returns into the game. It was Burnett's second foul. Smith with 1 attempt to complete the 4-point play this time. It's good. 10 points the deficit. 7:34 remaining in quarter 4. Riders have to keep their intensity both offensively and defensively. Holder met by Magro at the rim. Pops it. Can't go in. It's really 1 shot and done for the Riders at the moment.
Yeah, Sassari doing a really good job of securing that basketball.
Oh! Knocked off Smith.
Well, Barnett won't get credit for the steal there, but it was enough to put the recipient off and sail out of bounds there for a Leicester Riders ball.
Coach Esposito brings in Petaway and takes out Polonara. Didn't seem overjoyed to come out. Burnett turns on Smith. Step back. Attacks Thomas. And finish. Oh, rolls out of the brim. Great drive on Burnett. Great challenge. Trayvon Wright puts off Magro. Brings the ball up the floor himself. Crisscross to Lascelles. Lascelles stops on the dime and finds Holder. There's a flop there in the corner before Holder puts the shot up. Grabs his own rebound. Yes, he does. Rips it through. Fighting hard now, the Riders. Lascelles calls for the screen. Attacks Petaway to the left. Oof. Loses the handle. Smith. Wow. Hard drive. Tap on the head.
Smith's had a big second half here.
He's gone about his business in a quiet way and suddenly having quite an influence on the game. Coach Pastanostro wants to call his timeout in the fourth. 62-74. Jamie Smith having an impact tonight. Dinamo Sassari will return to LBA play this weekend. Currently standing 1-1 in their own league, the Serie A of Italy. They beat Varese, Open Job Metis Varese, 71-60, before losing to Reggio Emilia, 77-85. Whilst the Leicester Riders will play their first game in the BBL this weekend, Saturday, when they entertain the newly formed London City Royals here again at the Morningside Arena. I'm sure the players will be chomping at the bit to get into BBL action. Last action, the foul on the head from Burnett for Jamie Smith to shoot one. It's good. And Smith will check out. Parodi will check in. And whilst that timeout was on, Jack Cooley also came in for Sassari and replaced Daniela Magro. Gentile putting some pressure on Lascelles. Long arms of the Englishman evades that. Thompson trying to attack the slow feet of Cooley but can't get past. Washington does. Someone reached in. It's Cooley. He puts his hand up. Always helps when the players put their hands up.
Doesn't happen too often. I don't think I ever fouled when I played. Never.
Who, me? The inbounds will come from Lascelles. Connor Washington behind the arc, wide open. It's long. Gentile. Petaway comes off Rashawn Thomas and lets it fly. Connor Washington rips it down. Holder snakes past Cooley, but the slightest of contact. Oh, knocked back by Holder. I was going to say the slightest of contact put him off because he's so big. Boom, boom. Andy Thompson.
Good steal there, and Andy Thompson makes him pay. Be interesting to see the dynamics of this game now as well. Cooley back on the floor. He's, like as we mentioned before, by far, the leading player in terms of efficiency tonight.
Posting up Andy Thompson on 4 fouls. Andy Thompson can't get in there. Oh my goodness, he put his hand over the top and the referee called it. He's gone. Oh my goodness. He's gone from this game.
Oh, frustrating for Leicester Riders and for Andrew Thompson as well. Just hits a three to finally find some sort of rhythm on offense. Very frustrating evening for him.
Interesting, we had some fairly heavy tussling earlier in the game, and now in the last 4 or 5 minutes, certainly in this fourth quarter, it's been a little bit softer. Well, Cooley finds his customary iron.
Yeah, he's had a tough old night at the free throw line. It'll be 1 for 7 now for him. Employ the old hacker shack here. This game gets out of hand.
Oh, net with the second, would you believe? Jack Cooley anchoring his team in this competition. Lascelles, real tough attention. Gamble where Andy Thompson was, can't get that to drop. Great hands, go up, go up. Oh, Trayvon Wright kicks it out. Rising high, Trayvon Wright, it's short. There's a post off from Thomas, aggressive attack coming. Kicks it out though. Parodi stops and pops. Wow. Washington bounced off Cooley there. He's a big, strong man, is Cooley, that's for sure. He actually, very deceptive there, rose high for that rebound and shook 3 riders up. I don't think he noticed Connor Washington bounced off his back.
Well, or 224 kilograms of him. Goodness me, real man at work right there.
Well, he put his hat on, that's for sure, in the second half. Burnett and Jamal Anderson checked in for Trayvon Wright. And the enthusiastic Polonara is back in. 4 minutes remaining. It's a 14-point ball game. Crucial how this pans out. Holder. Got it by 2. Nice no-look pass inside. Jamal Anderson puts the lid on the bucket.
Well, another great cutter. Jamal Anderson using that baseline cut. Finishing with the jam.
Polonara left alone. A pump fake, puts hand and Gamble in the air. walks in and gets the finish. Wow, strong finish from Polonara, despite the attentions of Jamal Anderson.
He's so smart too on the perimeter. Instead of jacking up a shot when he's got half an inch free, he really does think about it, either whether it's an internal pass there or a pump fake and drive for himself. He's very, very smart on that perimeter.
Yeah, he's seen everything happen right before him, able to pick and pop, make his decision as to what he wants. One shot to come to complete the play. The left-handed Polonara. It's good.
Extends that to a 15-point lead now, largest lead of the game.
Absolutely, just like that. That's why I say this is crucial right here. Now Holder looks stopped by Cooley, who's so huge. Burnett draws the foul and the basket.
Burnett takes him to 19 points.
There's one to come. The Italians are not happy with the call. They're complaining. Harrison Gamble checks out. Alex Larson returns. Burnett at the line looking for 20. Third foul on Gentile. And he gets it. Parodi. Curl move from the two wings. Petaway and Polonara looking to pull out Cooley. Cooley looks inside. Oh, Parodi flips it in. Everybody was watching for the movement of the bigger players, and he just tiptoed in. Took the points.
Smart basketball, cutting when your defender's not looking.
Flare screen for Holder. It's missed. Larson has it. Comes back to Holder. Nice pass inside to Alex Larson. Lascelles lets it go. And Coach Esposito had a timeout waiting at the table. With 2 minutes 49 to go to the end of this game. 73 plays 84. The Riders inched back from that 15-point deficit. Now it's 11.
Raymond Lascelles, young British talent, showing us what he can do.
Well, the young guards have all contributed this evening. You know, Kiefer Dowse in his way, Wimber Lascelles, and Connor Washington.
Some really good British guards in the league this year in the BBL. It's going to be another exciting year, I think, with every team kind of loading up and going for it as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think some great talent being picked up and brought into the league, both domestic and international. The return of Ramon Fletcher up in Newcastle, a huge acquisition. Some big players coming into all the teams. The London City Royals trying to make a statement, bringing back Matthew Bryan and Manning. Plenty of excitement. And I'm sure all the clubs at home watching this, if they're not here at the game, you know, salivating about the potential to move on to another level. The Leicester Riders showing that BBL teams can come out here and put something on the floor very creditably.
Well, Leicester Riders be happy defensively as well. I mean, 96 points they allowed there against Bakken. And look, there's still time in this game to go, but they've been a lot more solid on the defensive end as a team.
Very much so, but not only that, Burnett had only just come in, barely practiced with the team, all of those kind of situations, and then you had the injuries to Hampton and so on. At least this particular crew have been working together and working their way into some sort of rhythm. There's the post up and the elbow in the back. It was only the one hand. I don't see how that becomes a foul, but Alex Larson is pulled up for that. He never had two hands on the back. Two more shots to come. That's what I mean earlier on. I mean, that was a tough call for the young Swede.
Well, if you want to foul anyone, it would be the big Jack Cooley.
Hacker Jack. Oh, Cracker Jack.
I think he heard you.
Not a bad move. And Larson, one of those who only had one foul. Second whole net again.
It's kind of all or nothing, isn't it? When he misses, it's quite a bad miss, but when he scores, it's nothing but net.
Burnett Trying to confuse Parodi. Nice screen from Larson. Pulls up on the free throw line. Doesn't drop. Petaway head up. Looking for Cooley, who's wide open. Larson having to try his best. Oh, my goodness. What is that? A foul on...
Just a little bit too aggressive there with a dig down from Raymond Lascelles. And
the foul is on Larson.
Larson again.
Yeah, that's his third. Gamble checks in for that. Didn't see anything there, but we'll return to the 1 point per possession. Well, it's the other way around now. He's netted the first. 13 is the deficit, the 2.6 to play. Second finds iron, knocked away by Jamal Anderson. Takes the page out of Rashawn Thomas's book. Lascelles tries to go to the hoop. Kicks it out. Holder for the pop for the three is short. Long pass, Polonara. Nice and easy. Gamble faces the basket, looks for Holder, finds him. Burnett attacks the middle, that's a foul, couldn't get the shot up. Substitutions waiting to come in. Sorry. It's Magro and Pierre checking in for Jack Cooley, who looks like he may have done his night's work, and Petaway, who started out firing. 15-point ball game. Burnett to inbound for the Riders. Outletted Gamble. Burnett finds Holder. He attacks Pierre, but Pierre stands his ground. Big body, throws it up, can't go. We talked about Deshaun Pierre earlier on. Huge body there blocking J.R. Holder. Post up, Pierre looking for cutters and shooters. Comes off a screen. Oh, nice move inside Magro.
Well, you want the guys to keep playing as well. This hasn't been a 20-point basketball game. You know, we've saw a lot of close encounters and ups and downs and runs, etc. So you wanna, if not for Leicester Riders, but for the representation of British basketball here, they've done an incredible job tonight.
Well, no, definitely not. I mean, it's kind of pulled away a little bit here with a few calls, especially with them getting into the foul penalty early. That has paid dividends for Sassari. Burnett at the three-point line. The three-point line has been favorable to the Riders tonight. Yeah. Looks for the post up on Holder. Here comes the screen again. Comes off the screen. Didn't work this time. Rebound Holder with 23 seconds left. Devechi missing the point. Holder goes inside. Oh my goodness. I feel like he had to work for that one. 2 shots to come. J.R. Holder. The guard Parodi being called for that. Kiefer Dowds will take Burnett out of the game. Worked hard. 24 points this evening. First is good for J.R. Holder. Two for two. Parodi pushes it. Devechi swings it. Magro. Arodi high. No good, and that's the end of the game here. The Leicester Riders with 78 points, Dinamo Sassari with 90. A terrifically hotly contested encounter in the FIBA Europe Cup, the first match in Group H as we get underway. Anthony, that was a very, very tough encounter, but a great performance from the Riders.
It was, and look, an encouraging start there from the Riders as well. Their first Euro Cup game, and I think it's safe to say that they've held themselves in a high account. And who goes to say, when you introduce a player like Pierre Hampton, who gives you that 17 points, 8 rebounds, a game, what goes to say that the margin would be even closer. But incredible defensive display, and I'm just surprised to see 90 points on the board there, because I felt, especially the first quarter was such a tight, close, gritty game. You didn't feel like it was a type of game that could get into the high scores there of 90 to 78. But here we are with a 12-point win to the very well deserved Sassari.
Well, did anybody stand out for you for Sassari? We know they've got a wealth of talent. Would you pick out one player for us?
Oh, it's a tough one, because we had points in the game there where Thomas took the game with a scruff of the neck, and he was all over the boards, doing damage. And Cooley as well. He's not the type of player where you'd look at and think, oh wow, he's amazing. But when he was on court, his team were winning, and they were scoring buckets. And we saw as well down the stretch there, those late game, that third, fourth quarter, that you could just throw it inside to the big guy, and he could just do damage and get to the free throw line as well. So Cooley for me was big, and you had players coming off the bench causing all sorts of damage. But Pollinari, I'm a fan of his. He was fantastic today.